Okay, so Senator Marsha Blackburn is calling out Jack Smith as the ringleader of a scandal she says is bigger than Watergate. It's not just about the senators they spied on. It's about the Arctic Frost probe that was weaponized against the RNC and Turning Point. Let's watch the full clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
Sure. Thank you. I ask unanimous consent.
Senator from Tennessee.
I ask unanimous consent to resume the legislative session.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier this month, we discovered one of the worst abuses of government power in our nation's history. The FBI, under President Biden, spied on 8 U.S. senators. I was one of those 8. Now, what we have learned so far is this. The agency, the FBI, tracked whom we were calling on our cell phones, where we were physically located when we made or received the calls, and how long each call lasted. We still don't know the predicate for the subpoena, but they did go into a court and they got a subpoena. Now, by all appearances, the spying was politically motivated. The lawmakers who were spied on all are Republicans. Each one of us support President Trump, and we had valid questions about the outcomes of the 2020 election. What we also know is that no American should be spied on by their government because of their political beliefs, whether they're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. This should not happen. Now, we're all duly elected members of Congress, and Jack Smith and the CR-15 unit at the FBI that did his dirty work for him violated our First and Fourth Amendment rights, the separation of powers, the Speech and Debate Clause, and the Stored Communications Act. If they are willing to do this to us, just imagine what they are willing to do to private citizens who have a different political point of view. What were they doing to the moms and dads that went to school board meetings? What were they doing to pro-lifers? We already know that through the same probe, which was termed Arctic Frost, that the FBI investigated nearly 100 Republican and conservative groups, including the Republican National Committee, the Republican Attorneys General Association, and Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. We're hearing they may have surveilled as many as 150 different individuals. Now, we are learning that this weaponization of government was approved by those at the very top of Joe Biden's Justice Department. Late last week, Chairman Grassley, who chairs our Judiciary Committee, released an FBI memo drafted on April 4th, 2022, that authorized the Arctic Frost probe. Among the people whose signatures appear on that document are then Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco and the Attorney General of the United States, Merrick Garland. And oh, by the way, the memo was written by FBI Director Christopher Wray. We're only learning about this abuse of power and this weaponization of the FBI because the Trump administration and Republicans are committed to complete transparency and accountability. They're committed to a single tier of justice, not two different tiers of justice. And thankfully, FBI Director Kash Patel has fired all the individuals that were involved in the spying operation. Now it's time to figure out how else they have weaponized our nation's justice system. So we will begin to have some hearings, and we are going to put these individuals under oath and ask them to explain how they allowed this to happen. And what we have heard so far is that Jack Smith, who was the ringleader of this, he wants assurances, his choice of words, that he won't be punished in exchange for testifying about his spying scheme before Congress. He is absolutely out of his mind if he thinks he's going to get off with this scot-free. This is a scandal bigger than Watergate. It is a scandal where the FBI and the DOJ have been weaponized, politicized, and no, he will not get off scot-free. The American people want to see that people are going to be held to account. So if we need to subpoena him, that's exactly what we will do. And we're also going to determine why exactly Verizon Wireless complied with the FBI's groundless subpoena request. Just last week, we learned that AT&T also received a subpoena request from Jack Smith for 2 other members of Congress' phone records. Yet, when AT&T questioned Smith's team about the legality of the subpoena, they apparently backed down and they abandoned the effort altogether. So it's very curious why Verizon just rolled over and went along with this lawless request and didn't move to question and didn't move to quash the subpoena. So we'll get to the bottom of that. It's important to realize Lady Justice is blindfolded. The American people want that one tier of justice, equal treatment under the law, equal access. And we're not going to stop fighting until we can ensure that the weaponization of government that occurred under Joe Biden does not ever happen again.
I mean, it's just complete confirmation, isn't it? For years, you say this stuff, you say the government is weaponized, and they call you a conspiracy theorist. And now here it is, just all laid bare. It's not a theory, it's a confession. And that's the part that really, really gets me. It's not just the 8 senators, even though that's insane, right? It's the fact that this was a full-on declaration of war against us, against the entire conservative movement. They went after the RNC. They went after Turning Point USA. You know, they put Charlie Kirk on a list. Why? Because they're effective. This wasn't just surveillance. This was a decapitation strike. They were trying to cut the head off the America First movement. And for what? What was the crime that justified all this? Oh, right. They supported President Trump, and they dared to ask valid questions about the 2020 election. That's it. That's the new standard for being an enemy of the state. Don't let them tell you this was a few rogue agents either. We all know that's the lie they use, the memos. The memos from April 2022. They had signatures. Merrick, Garland, Lisa Monaco, the heads of the snake. They all signed off on this. And of course, Jack Smith is the ringleader. The media spent 2 years telling us he was this, impartial, honorable prosecutor. What a joke. He was the Biden regime's political hatchet man from day one, running their illegal spy op before he ever got the title. Honestly, are we even surprised? This is their pattern. This is the same Merrick Garland, you remember, who sicked the FBI on moms and dads at school board meetings, called them domestic terrorists for what? For caring about their kids' education. It's the same FBI that wrote that Richmond memo. Remember that? Targeting radical traditionalist Catholics. They were literally trying to recruit priests as informants inside churches. It's parents, it's parishioners, and now it's senators. The target is always conservatives. It's just so much bigger than Watergate. Watergate was, a third-rate burglary, right? This was the entire DOJ, authorized by the Attorney General, running a spy campaign on the opposition party. They didn't just bend the Constitution, they lit it on fire. And that bit about the phone companies, I mean, wow. So AT&T apparently they pushed back. They questioned the lawless subpoena, and Smith's team just folded. But Verizon? Oh, they just rolled over, just handed over the private data of 8 sitting senators. That's woke capital in bed with the deep state, clear as day. But now the lights are on. And what happens? The rats, they're scattering. Jack Smith, the tough guy, ringleader, is now apparently begging for immunity. He wants assurances he won't be punished. That is the sound of a guilty, panicked man who knows he's been caught. He's out of his mind if he thinks he's getting a deal. Accountability is finally starting to happen. The new FBI director, Kash Patel, has already fired the agents involved, and now the swamp is suing him, which just, I mean, that just proves he's right over the target, doesn't it? This whole thing, it's the fight. It's the fight to get back to one tier of justice, not the 2-tiered system these people created. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. While you're down there, hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.